Conway Medical Center and WPDE News Channel 15 present Your Health, Your Decision.
Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about holiday eating. This is the time of year when we generally eat too much, drink too much. We suffer from extreme stress. And this is the time of year where anyone is likely to gain more weight than any other time of year between Thanksgiving through Christmas. And just because you may be already a bariatric patient doesn't make you immune to holiday weight gain. So tonight, one of the reasons why we generally gain more weight during this time of year is because there's a lot more emotional eating that's going on, whether it is because of holiday stress or even holiday joy. There's a lot more head talk that goes on during this time of year. Oh, I'll get back to my exercise routine in January. Oh, I'll get back to strict dieting in January. And then we make that, of course, our #1 New Year's resolution is to lose weight for the new year. That's the #1 New Year's resolution in our country. So tonight, I want to talk about how tiny tastes can total big calories over the winter holidays, even for the bariatric patient. So let's start off with some tiny tastes. Extra calories can sneak in over the holidays. They kind of like just tiptoe in, right? They don't always come in large portions. There's my gingerbread man. They can tiptoe in through the tiny tastes throughout the day. Little taste here, a little taste there. So we're going to look at how the calories and tiny tastes can add up in one day. And the calories in this presentation, they're approximate. So taste #1, eating a cookie that broke while removing it from the baking sheet. I deserve it for getting up early to bake these cookies before I head to work. It's just a broken piece of a cookie. What's the approximate calories of a broken cookie on a sheet pan? Any guesses?
80 calories.
I hear an 80. Oh, it's 30.
They're not using butter.
They're not your cookies? They're not the cookies that you cook? All right, tiny taste #2. Someone brought holiday candy to work today. I'll just have one small piece of the peanut brittle. Just one small piece. Approximate calories? 80. All right. Taste #3. Gotta stop at the grocery store over the noon hour. Great, they're offering cheese and cracker samples. That'll tide me over until I can swing through a fast food place. Oh, we're bariatric patients. We never eat fast food after we have surgery ever again, right? Okay, so we're having some cheese and crackers because they're sampling cheese because they want us, of course, at the grocery store to buy it for the holidays. Approximate calories? Any? It's just a few crackers and cheese. It's only a sample. Approximate calories? 40. I don't know how many crackers and cheese they let you have when you go to the food line, but usually you only get one cracker and one dip, right? Okay, taste #4. The fast food place is giving out 1/4 cup samples of its special flavored holiday coffee. What is the approximate calories of our special flavored holiday coffee? 20. This person likes it black with Splenda. Okay? All right, taste #5. A chocolate-covered cherry in the break room. It's still a few hours before the dinner party tonight. Chocolate's good for you, right? Dark chocolate's good for your heart. And I'm just eating one. Approximate calories? 60. I heard a 60 back there. Someone reads the label on the dark chocolate, the chocolate-covered cherries. Okay, taste #6. The party is great, but maybe I shouldn't stand near the snack table. I'm dipping my 3rd chip. Now, a bariatric patient, can we eat 3 chips? Oh, we never have 3 chips with dip, right? Approximate calories? I hear a 75. And it's 75. Woo, good job. Okay, taste #7. Who can pass up old-fashioned styled eggnog? I'll have just a half a cup. I can only find eggnog this time of year. Approximate calories? 180. I hear a 180. Very close, 200. Although it does depend on the eggnog that you buy. Taste number 8. Just taste, it's just a taste. Taste number 8. There are just a couple of tablespoons of candied sweet potatoes left from Thanksgiving dinner. Someone should enjoy them so they don't go to waste. It might as well be me because I'm helping clean up, right? So taste number 8. Are sweet potatoes, any guesses? 125. 60. So you want to make sure that you don't let your stomach become a wastebasket over the holidays. Use or freeze leftovers within 3 to 4 days, but better yet, if you're the host and you have all this leftover food, just give it away. Give it away. Taste number 9. Helping dish up dessert lets me take a little preview test, taste test. 1 heaping tablespoon of candy cane ice cream coming right up. I'm not gonna have candy cane ice cream. I'm just gonna have 1 heaping taste. I'm not gonna have my own bowl. It's just a tiny taste. Approximate calories of 1 heaping tablespoon of candy cane ice cream? Let's take a look. 70. So, does anyone want to guess the total tasting calories for the day? We had just 9 tiny tastes. 600. Anyone have any other guesses? 700. Okay. And as bariatric patients, we just take tiny tastes. We can't eat a lot, just tiny tastes, right? Okay. Someone said 600. Who said 600? You were pretty darn close. 635 calories. If such tiny tastes are continued through the holidays, you might gain as much as a pound a week. Consuming an additional 3,500 calories above your body's needs and expenditures can lead to gaining a pound a week, which could add up to about 5 pounds or more between Thanksgiving and New Year's Day. Now, can a bariatric patient have 9 tiny tastes? You could. You could do it. You could do it. So we talk about you're only able to eat small portions as a bariatric patient. But if you're not careful, you're not immune to holiday weight gain. So maybe those tiny tastes aren't so tiny after all, and that's the take-home message, is that those tiny tastes aren't so tiny after all. And not just during the holiday season, but all throughout the year. Just because you had bariatric surgery doesn't mean that you can throw away meal planning after surgery. The surgery is a tool, and tiny tastes can add up even for the bariatric patient. So there's my sad gingerbread cookie. The question is, what tiny tastes are totaling big calories for you over the holiday season? So that's what you have to think about. We all have our weaknesses, but you have to think about what is it that causes you to take extra tiny tastes of various foods over the holiday season. So we're going to also talk about tonight some strategies for how we can cut back on some of those tiny tastes so that we can better manage our weight over the holiday season. All right, so when we talk about strategies to avoid gaining weight through the holiday season, it's very important that you don't skip breakfast or any meal. It's better to try protein shakes or protein bars or whole grain cereals, fortified low-calorie oatmeals, rather than not having your meal. Because eating, we've talked about this many a time in our support groups, eating helps to better control hunger, and if you are hungry, this is going to lead to overeating either later on during the day or inappropriate food selections throughout the day. And also too, skipped meals lowers your basal metabolic rate. And we don't want to lower our metabolic rate. We want to keep our metabolic rate high because that means we need more calories, we can burn more calories. So over the holidays, Because stress is such a big factor, you really have to think about the things on your to-do list and cross off the things that are less important. Things like holiday baking, and try to substitute your holiday baking with some holiday crafts. And I don't know about all of your calendars, but my calendar's already starting to fill up with having to go to this Christmas party and this work-related party, and things start to fill up, and then you start to feel the pressure and the stress, and then you have less time to take care of yourself. So you have to kind of remember that it's okay to resist temptations to overcommit, overeat, and overspend over the holidays. Go with plan B and don't get caught up in all the holidays. You still want to put yourself first. The holidays are not only about food, they also mean spending time with your family and friends, exchanging gifts, and remembering the significance of the season. You want to make sure you maintain your physical activity during the holiday season. This is the one time of year that we really need to exercise the most, and it's the one time of year that we tend to exercise the least because we get caught up in all of the planning and all of the hubbub related to the holidays. So if you remember just one thing over tonight about this presentation is try to remember that exercise is important to your plan. So you want to maintain your exercise routine during the holidays. And if you don't have an exercise routine, maybe this is the time to think about starting one, not waiting until January. This will help you to reduce your holiday stress, and it'll help you to keep those unwanted pounds from all of that party food that you may be exposed to. Shorter workouts are better than no workouts, and the average person burns almost 300 calories just by walking at a moderate pace, a 17-minute mile. And we live in a place that, you know, I had my air conditioning on 2 days ago, and it's November. So we certainly have opportunities to enjoy the weather in South Carolina where we can walk more. If the weather does happen to be bad, there's indoor gyms, there's classes, there's walking in the mall, there's fitness DVDs, there's the Wii, the exercise Wii. These are all great ways of helping to burn calories if you're not able to get outside. And if you're not as mobile as you'd like to be, because maybe you haven't had surgery yet, there is even DVDs where there's exercise routines that are for someone who is in a wheelchair or bedridden, where you're doing some upper body exercises. So that's always an option to help burn some extra calories. Things that can really burn some calories is dancing, 210 calories an hour, walking, 290, low impact aerobics, 362 calories an hour, aerobic dancing where you're really moving, 500 calories an hour, running a 10-minute mile, 745 calories in an hour. Exercising in the afternoon or after work before heading to the party can help curb your appetite, and it can help control added holiday stress. If you overeat one night, get up extra early the next day and take a walk or head to the gym for an extra day during the week. Work exercise into family events like walking after dinner. I love to ask this question all the time is, does anybody have any family events that they do on Thanksgiving or Christmas that actually involves some type of exercise? Anybody? Yes.
Well, this year I am going to a boot camp at 9 o'clock in the morning.
You are. You're going to a boot camp. So what is that, 2 hours or one?
It's an hour.
It's an hour. Anybody's family have a football game on Thanksgiving, or does everyone sit in front of the TV for Thanksgiving and watch the football game? You watch football game, okay? But you know, a football game for Thanksgiving, actually getting up and doing some type of exercise. So bringing exercise into your holiday tasks, like instead of going to the mall for lunch, go to the mall for a walk and then shop for your gifts. And then whatever you can do to get some extra exercise in, like parking the car as far away from the mall entrance as possible. Most holiday parties are in the evening, giving you some time to exercise in the early morning hours or during lunchtime. Oh, delivering holiday cards in person instead of putting them in the mailbox or sending them via email to anyone that you can. If you can't manage a lot of time at the gym or on the road walking or cycling, then decrease the time you spend exercising, but try to do a more intense exercise routine. Vary your physical activity to be successful. Eventually, if all you do is walk, walking's not going to work as well for you. Mixing up your exercise routine in the long run is important for progressive weight loss. Anybody who's having some type of weight plateau, if you're doing the same routine and eating the same exact foods every day, even though you may be meeting your protein needs, if you don't mix things up every now and then, you will hit a weight plateau. You've got to change it up a little bit, and same goes with exercise. You want to make sure you keep healthy foods or the right ingredients on hand. The wrong foods on hand sets yourself up for binge eating. When you're running a lot of errands and you're pressed for time and you know you're going to be pressed for time, try to plan ahead by carrying with you some healthy holiday snacks. You know, baby carrots, sweet peppers, cheese sticks, ready to drink protein shakes. If you don't have your healthy snacks right there for you, what are you going to do? You're going to go through the drive-through. You're going to choose something that may not be as good for you because you haven't managed your time the way maybe you should. So try to keep that in mind. And then, of course, to avoiding holiday weight gain, you have to survive the parties. If you're only going to one party, that's one thing, but if you're going to 4 parties in 1 week or in 2 weeks, you really need to plan ahead. You shouldn't go to a party hungry. Try to drink a glass of water when you get there so that you're hydrated, so that you're not munching on food right from the get-go. Because you know, as a bariatric patient, you can't eat 30 minutes before, during, or after you eat. So having a glass of water when you first get to a party is one way to help curb those tiny tastes. When you hit the buffet line, choose only 1 or 2 things that maybe you only get once a year to indulge in. Take something you would only get during the holidays and take a small serving. Try to hit the buffet line only once and watch your portion sizes. Those of you who have had bariatric surgery, it's easier for you to watch your portion sizes because you're going to have some control. Those of you that are trying to have surgery or in the process of going through all the motions to have surgery, this is a really tough time of year to meet your weight goals and to show progressive weight loss to get to that target goal weight that we're trying to get you to so that you can have your surgery. So hit the buffet line only once. Consider alternative beverages instead of alcohol. After a glass of alcohol, you should drink a glass of water as well. That'll help curb your drinking. You want to try to limit rich foods such as desserts and fatty meats. When I say fatty meats, things that you might see on appetizer trays like salami and pepperonis, things that are wrapped in bacon, things that have nuts in it like pecan pies and double crusts. These are the rich desserts that we're talking about. Try to enjoy the people at the party instead of the buffet table. Help yourself and others around you to maintain their holiday weight by contributing, by bringing something healthy to the party. Things like vegetarian chili, diet fruit gelatin molds, raw veggie platters, bean dips with baked chips, things that you might be able to enjoy as well as others. You want to make sure you chew slowly. You want to make sure you savor your flavors. You want to make sure you're doing mindful eating, paying attention to what you're putting in your mouth, chewing slowly, putting your fork down in between bites to prevent you from getting sick too on the holiday, especially if you've already had your surgery. You want to talk more and eat less. You want to try to keep some food on your plate, and you want to make something that I like to do is brush my teeth to get myself to stop eating. You know, when you brush your teeth and you have that nice breath, first of all, the next thing you put in your mouth doesn't taste good because it's like toothpaste, but also it can curb your eating, okay? So bring your toothbrush with you to a party. We said this already, take home no leftovers, give it away. Modify your recipes and cook lighter for the holidays. Try to omit some butters and margarine in your cooking process. You can use things like broth or pureed fruits instead of butters that have double the calories. Defatting gravy by using a gravy separator, or make a fat-free gravy with broth and a little bit of flour. Increase your vegetable dishes. Keep your hands full of anything but food, like take along a camera and take pictures. Branch of mistletoe. Bake with fewer calories, make smaller cookies, make smaller appetizers. Cookie Exchange Club, if you are part of the big cookie exchange during the holidays where you love to give cookies to people, make them smaller. Eat out less often around the holidays. That will help cut some of the fat that you're taking in and ward off some of those pounds. Get some sleep. That reduces stress. Try those deep breathing techniques that we did last month at our support group, where we talked about relieving stress by yoga, meditation, deep breathing exercises, so that you don't feel so stressed and do more emotional eating. Modify recipes. There's lots of ways to modify recipes. I'm sure all of you in your quest to lose weight, even before bariatric surgery, have tried to modify some recipes. Anybody have any ideas or can share with the group some of the things you've done to improve a recipe?
I use Splenda brown sugar in all my cookie recipes, and even the grandsons never notice because they don't need all the sugar either.
So you do the Splenda and the Splenda brown sugar. I have tons of recipes like that use Splenda and Splenda brown sugar.
Substituted in all the recipes I have, even from my grandmother's.
And then on the Splenda bag and on the Splenda brown sugar bag, it tells you the equivalent to 1 cup of sugar and how you would equate that to Splenda, right? Makes it easy. Well, who else? Bev, I know you do a lot of cooking. I know you do.
I use a lot of broth. I use a lot of herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Very little butter or anything like that, cream. But they also have low-fat, half and half. They have low-fat whipping cream. I use green whip and put vanilla in it. Nobody knows the difference. I used to take that to work and everybody said, oh, you just can't use anything but real whipped cream. It came out of a box. Water. Come on. And, so stuff like that. And there's a lot of low-fat, low-calorie stuff out there today. You're not going to like all of it.
Right.
But try it. You don't like it? So what?
Well, I think there's something to be said, like, for example, you might not like fat-free sour cream, but if a recipe calls for sour cream and it's mixed in a recipe, then you're not as likely to taste the difference between the fat-free sour cream and the regular sour cream. But when it's within a recipe, it's not as noticeable.
Mushroom soup, low-fat mushroom soup too, or fat-free?
Fat-free. Oh, in recipes, like when you're making like a green bean casserole or something like that. Mm-hmm.
I started using, like making muffins, but instead of oil, using applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I just made stuff, this is going to sound totally gross, but I promise you could not tell. Brownies that had black beans
Yes.
in them.
Yes.
And so you get your fiber, you get protein.
Yes.
And you get yumminess.
Yes. Now next month, our support group, we normally in December, everybody brings a little something and we do like a little holiday party. And I have a recipe that I have not tried yet, but it's a muffin that's made with chickpeas. And again, that's all about adding fiber, but more importantly, protein, okay? So I have had brownies made with black beans, and that is a good substitute. Actually, it's better for the bariatric patient to do the pureed black beans or the pureed chickpeas in a recipe than even fruit. But yes, when you use the fruit, it cuts out the fat calories. So that's great. Anybody else have any other little tricks they do? Whether you're tricking your family, whether they know it or not, for holiday baking or cooking? Well, I have some more ideas here for you. So you want to use less butter, saute with herbs, just like Beverly said, or using a fine mist of olive oil, putting oil in a spray can and squirting. You'll find that you use a lot less oil when you're squirting the Pam spray or a mist of olive oil from a little squirt bottle than you do when you're pouring from a bottle. You don't need 2 crusts on a pie. Pecans can be replaced with grape nuts in recipes to give you more fiber.
You don't need 1 crust.
You don't even need 1 crust, you're right.
Put it in a bowl and serve it as a custard.
Yeah, that's exactly very good, okay? Sugar can be cut in half or use Splenda. Dairy, non-fat sour creams, low-fat cream cheese can often be replaced in whole or in part to lower fat and less saturated fat in various cheese fillings and baked goods. Cereal bars with ginger snaps instead of pie crust, or like Beverly said, no crust. Replacing margarines in applesauce, pureed prunes, or the pureed beans in recipes. Cream and milk in recipes can almost always be changed out for non-fat evaporated skim milk or skim milk. Whipped cream, you can replace whipped cream in recipes with non-fat vanilla yogurt or non-fat whipped topping. So some of these things have more protein in it than others, so that's what you want to choose if you're the bariatric patient. And trying to remember things that peace and joy are more than what you find at the mall and at the buffet line. You know, our holidays are more than just food. So please keep in mind this holiday season, whether you've had surgery or are about to have surgery, to avoid gaining weight through the holidays, take some of these little simple tips and remember that tiny tastes can total big calories even for you.
For more information, visit us online at conwaymedicalcenter.com.